What do you think about when you hear the name Audrey Hepburn? Do you think of certain classic movies and her roles in them? Do you think of her humanitarian work? Perhaps you think of her roles in movies such as Breakfast at Tiffany's or My Fair Lady. Audrey Hepburn is without a doubt one of the most familiar faces of past movie stars, but her importance in history goes far beyond a pretty face in classic movies. Born on May 4, 1929 in the Belgian city of Brussels, her father was a wealthy British banker, while her mother was a true Dutch baroness. After her parents divorced in 1935, she moved to London with her mother. She attended a girls' school and developed an affection for ballet in the theater. From 1939 to 1945, she continued to study ballet at the Arnhem Conservatory. The suffering that Audrey witnessed during this time because of World War II would later influence her to become passionate about world hunger, especially concerning children. During World War II, Audrey had seen people starve to death and freeze in the streets. She witnessed children her age being loaded onto railroad cars which were transporting Jews. She herself suffered from malnutrition and developed acute anemia. These experiences sparked her devotion to humanitarian work. She would eventually become the official Goodwill Ambassador for the UNICEF organization. This organization fights against the hunger that children experience in third world countries. This is an organization many people are familiar with, and of course, many individuals support their cause. I know as a family and consumer science major, fighting world hunger, especially for women and children, is one of the goals to be achieved in the future. Although she truly longs to dance and become a professional ballerina, in 1948, Audrey made the difficult decision to pursue acting. It promised to provide more financial support for her poor family, and that obviously was more important to her. After performances in sauce picante and high-button shoes, her acting career began to take off. Her most popular and notable movies include My Fair Lady, Roman Holiday, and Breakfast at Tiffany's. It is no secret the star has been influential in wall art choices for teenage girls and even some grown women. Posters and other paraphernalia featuring Audrey's face can be purchased from stores such as Walmart and Target. I myself own several Audrey posters which I used to decorate. The star's graceful appearance, ability to personify quotations she lived by, warm heart, and willingness to help others are all characteristics any individual could respect and appreciate. She became UNICEF's International Goodwill Ambassador in 1988 and soon after traveled to Turkey on an immunization mission. The rest of her life was devoted to traveling around the world. These travels were made easier because of her wide knowledge of languages. She was bilingual in English and Dutch. She was also fluent in French, Italian, Spanish, and German. Audrey participated in more than 50 missions, which included going to war zones and regions decimated by drought and disease. She also revealed at a later time that she had dedicated her life to UNICEF, not just thinking of the help they provided to her as an adolescent teen, but also to another famous teen, Anne Frank. Audrey transcends her own death, which occurred to colon cancer on January 20, 1993, through not only the legacy of her wonderful films, but also her uplifting story. Most of all, she and her story live on through UNICEF's Audrey Hepburn Memorial Fund and the Audrey Hepburn Children's Fund, founded by her sons. Collectively, the charities have raised millions to save the world's poorest children and stand as a beautiful last gesture from one of the world's most beautiful women.